morning, everyone.
Good morning.
Morning.
Good morning.
Morning.
Good morning.
Morning.
Good morning.
Morning. All right. Thank you, everyone, for joining this session, and welcome to TrioTech Software Trainings, Oracle Fusion Financials Cloud demo session. So before starting, I would like to give a small brief introduction about myself. My name is Chandhu, and I have around 12 plus years of experience in the Oracle financial applications implementation and support activities. And I've been a trainer for quite a period of time right now. So basically, in the Oracle Fusion Financials, as well as the prior business suite, that is the on-premise, technology. On both of those, I have a immense experience working with clients across the globe, in Middle East, in Europe, US regions, and as well as the Asia Pacific region. So basically, this is my experience in a nutshell, and I'll be your trainer in the coming days for the Fusion financial applications. With that, I would like to dive into today's demo session. So before we go into that, we'll just have a look at the briefly on the agenda for today. So we will have a brief introduction around the introduction to ERP, then Oracle Fusion application, what it is, how it has evolved over the time, and what all is there in the Fusion applications. We will understand brief on the differences between what was there, the technology that was there, which was called as on-premise earlier, and currently we are on Fusion, Oracle Fusion applications. Then, we will understand some background around the environment releases, and also the main part, what are the modules that are going to be covered as part of this course. The primary objective of today's session, okay, is basically since we have a mix of population of professional, as well as I believe there are professionals as well as students, or people who are from other industry domains, who are experienced or who are actually aspiring to enter into a new career. So I believe all of you are here. The aim of this course, or aim of this particular session, is to make you familiar with the aspects of Oracle Fusion ERP, and also to help you understand what this course will offer you and how it will be beneficial for you to move ahead with this course. All right. With that, we will start the introduction. So basically, in today's world, each and every person, all of us are tech savvy people. All of us, day in and day out, we are using all kind of applications, and that help us in our day-to-day activities, or day-to-day life. So similar to that, we have ERP, which everyone, majority of all of you would be aware what an ERP is all about, and it is nothing but an enterprise resource planning software, which basically helps the businesses to manage their day-to-day activities. Day-to-day activities that are spread across multiple departments, multiple domains, or functional areas of the business. So basically, to in a very simple terms, if we put it, so it is nothing but to manage the processes, their business processes that are integrated, okay, with each other, okay, and they are spread across a variety of functions, or spread across a lot of functions, which are in general we know them as financial function, or supply chain, or logistics, operations, commerce, okay, manufacturing, human resource, okay, similarly administration. So all these basically we know them as what the functions that are being carried out in each of the businesses, and to ease their activities, okay, to manage their activities efficiently. There are certain applications and softwares that help them do this, or realize this objective of the business, and that is what ERP is all about. Okay, now all of us are also aware of the many of the major players you might be hearing day in and day out, who are actually leading software providers or software developers in this particular domain, that is the ERP domain. So you must have heard of SAP very frequently. You would have heard of Oracle, Sage, okay, Salesforce. These are all the top players that generally anyone would be knowing. But then there are also niche ERP softwares which actually cater to very specific business requirements. Okay, so like we can think of many of the, like Salesforce for that matter, even though it is a top player, but still it is a niche player. Niche as in very specifically. Sorry, providing the software to manage the customer relationship, and sales related aspects. But then there are other players like Oracle and SAP. Basically, they provide a whole suite of applications that cater to wide variety of the business functions. Almost everything you can think of. Okay, like in case of Oracle, almost everything that you can think of, financials, similarly human resource activities, similarly supply chain activities, project management activities for that matter, manufacturing for that matter, different business intelligence, the thing that we see or speak of today. Okay, the advanced business intelligence related aspects, which is for reporting, management reportings, and also they basically Oracle ERP has a solution or a software and an application for almost all the business processes, covering an entire range of thinkable business processes. So that is where Oracle is. That is the reason, one of the reason why Oracle in today's time is one of the leading software providers for the enterprise resource planning. Okay, with that, we will understand now in detail around Oracle applications and Oracle, basically, to be more precise, on the Oracle Fusion applications. Now, as I mentioned, or as we had seen in the agenda, there are currently there are two technologies what we were talking about primarily. Okay, what one is the on-premise, and then the other one is a fusion model. Right now, what we are having a look at, or the ERP applications or softwares that Oracle releases, okay, in the market, is basically all on the cloud model. Okay, Oracle Fusion, or it is called as Oracle Fusion or a cloud model, where basically all their applications and just 1 second, please. All their one moment. Sorry for the interruption. So basically, all models of the Oracle Fusion is basically the latest one, where basically all kind of applications that caters to all the business processes and the business functions are being released. Now we will understand in depth, first of all, the Oracle Fusion application, or the Fusion framework. Okay, so Oracle Fusion, as it can be best described, is what the applications that are built on open standards based platforms. Okay, so basically, first of all, the word fusion. Okay, the word fusion itself, says, or in our day-to-day life also we use fusion, foods, or something like that, right? So basically, fusion, the meaning itself is like we are the fusion of multiple things. Okay, multiple things being fused together to come about come across a particular product. Okay, so in this case also, Oracle Fusion, the name itself has been given to the application, Fusion applications. The reason being, over a period of time, okay, they have been built by fusing multiple technologies, multiple platforms, and multiple different other environments of different other application key or niche features. So that is the reason it has been named as Oracle Fusion in itself. Okay, now we will understand how it has been built over a period of time. Okay, built on open standards based platform. Okay, so what does this mean? Basically, built on open standard based platform is basically there have been over a period of time multiple technologies, okay, in the ERP or let's say in the IT space, that has been utilized to develop, okay, this Fusion ERP. Okay, so you can see Oracle. So Oracle has its own tools, or technical tools basically, Okay, then J developer, OBI, Triple E, okay, enterprise manager. So these are some of the tools, open standards based, tools or technological things that have been utilized in designing and developing the Fusion applications. Okay, then built on best practices, best business practices. So Oracle, as you, I don't know if you're aware or not, it is there in the market since decades. In the 90s, around 90s, or somewhere around that, basically Oracle, started its business operations, and from that time onwards, it has been, providing, it has been developing the software over a period of time. Now, for any business to, exist in the market, or to continue being there in the market, they have to dynamically, keep on changing. They have to be dynamic, okay, to be to what do you say, consume or be to be aligned with the dynamic market requirements. So that is where over a period of time they have adopted the best business practices in the market. Okay, so with the evolving business practices, they have also evolved. Okay, and that is the reason it is said that Oracle Fusion applications are built on best business processes. Okay, so how do we talk about, or what is the reason we talk about them being aligned to the best business practices? Basically, initially when Oracle came up, they came up in the ERP space with e-business suite, and they were actually known for their financial applications. But over a period of time, in order to expand, okay, their scope, their horizon, okay, so basically for that, what they did is they have been acquiring, okay, the leading players at each point of time in the market. So as an example, you can see here one of the example that is provided is PeopleSoft. Okay, so PeopleSoft is what? PeopleSoft was a market leader in the human capital management application. So basically, they had their applications and softwares to cater to the human capital management requirements of the businesses, and they were at one point of time a niche players and key players in the market. Okay, and similarly, there was JD Edwards. Okay, JD Edwards was for finance again, and supply chain functions. For that, they have been developing their and they were market leaders for that, for their applications on those specific areas. So over a period of time, basically to say, they acquired these companies because they wanted to change dynamically or evolve, okay, with the changing market requirements, and also be able to cater to all the business functions. Okay, so therefore they have actually acquired these particular softwares that were leading market players at different point of time, and thereby they have actually consolidated, okay, all those key features, or their expert features of those applications into Oracle ERP. And that is why we again call it as one of the reasons why we call Oracle the current ERP applications as Fusion applications. Okay, now deployed through a selection of options. So over a period of time with changing technologies, okay, they have been actually deploying their ERP applications on multiple deployment models. Okay, so earlier, as I mentioned, or earlier, there used to be the cloud concept of the cloud computing, or the cloud concept of deployment was not there. So there everywhere it was on premise initially. So basically, we will understand what on premise is, and what the cloud features are. So basically, in the next slide, we will be understanding that. Okay, before that, I would just like to read out this particular Oracle Fusion application. So it is nothing but a suite of applications. Okay, it is suite means basically multiple applications. Okay, a host of applications, you can say, built on Oracle Cloud. Okay, on the cloud deployment model, that include cloud-based applications for enterprise resource planning, enterprise performance management, supply chain management, manufacturing, human capital management, and customer experience, and actually a lot more, not just confined to these. Okay, so that is where you can define or you can say Oracle Fusion applications is all about. Okay, now as I mentioned, the deployment model, right? The deployment model, basically, there were primarily it was on-premise model, and right now what we have is the cloud deployment model. Now, what is a on-premise and what is a cloud model, that we will understand a brief around it so that you can have an idea of what it is all about. So on-premise, basically, as the word suggests or word speaks for itself, uh, on the premises of the clients. Okay, the clients are what? Clients are people who are buying the application, from Oracle. Okay, or for that matter, any ERP provider. So Oracle here we are talking about is actually the developer of the software. Okay, and their clients are there who actually buy licenses for their software. Now these softwares have to be installed. Earlier it was how things were. Okay, so on the premise of the client who purchases, okay, the application licenses, the software licenses from Oracle, they used to actually what do you say, deploy on the premise of the client. That means the client themselves would need to have a IT infrastructure for themselves. Okay, the client themselves would have to have what? Servers, okay, networking capabilities, okay, and then they on their own premise with their IT infrastructure, basically the softwares would be deployed. Okay, the databases as well as the applications would be installed and deployed. That was the model of on-premise. Okay, right now everything is on cloud. Even there are other applications and softwares that you will day in and day out see that it is all on cloud. Okay, the storage, all those aspects basically are on cloud. So cloud means basically there is a designated server that the software developers or they themselves would be managing, where everything would happen, the installation of the software, and the storage, all those things would happen. Okay, so that is what the difference between on-premise and cloud is at a basic level. Okay, just for our understanding in a very layman terms, I have explained this aspect. Okay, so now Oracle Cloud Deployment Model, to further understand what cloud deployment model is, basically you would see that this is a further explanation, okay, in-depth explanation of what on-premise and cloud would be. Right now, what you see here is on-premise is at this level, and there are infrastructure as a service, platform as a service, and software as a service. On-premise, as we have already understood, it is something that will be maintained. All the applications, first of all, would be deployed at the client place using the client's infrastructure. So that is where you are seeing these points here: server, storage, networking, everything. Okay, has to be managed by you. You means basically the client. Okay, has to manage it. Okay, even the application installation, data, all those things has to be managed by the client themselves. Only the softwares, they will be provided by Oracle. So that was an on-premise model. Now everything is on cloud model. Okay, and the in the cloud model also you will see there are two bifurcations, that is software as a service and platform as a service. They have bifurcated that into two sections again. Okay, into two separate aspects. Now, what is software as a service and platform as a service, that we will understand. Now, software as a service means basically Oracle would provide the softwares, okay, as a service. All the softwares that Oracle develops, okay, Oracle has been developing, and Oracle is continuously improving those softwares. So basically those softwares which are developed by Oracle will be provided under the umbrella of software as a service. Now, what are the features around it? The application, okay, is managed by Oracle. So that is where you see this orange indicator. Okay, so basically application is developed and managed by what you say, managed by the Oracle themselves. Data is again managed by data, and database is managed by Oracle themselves. Okay, the servers, the storage, the networking, everything is maintained and managed by Oracle. Okay, so you might ask then how the clients, they when they purchase the software, they would get an access. Oh, so okay, so basically they get a URL. Okay, they get an ID and a password, a credential, based on which they can log into the applications, and they can start utilizing the applications that have been procured. Okay, so we will understand, we will see how the application login and everything looks like in our next slides. But yes, so this is what in a nutshell is. So basically everything in the software as a service licensing, basically everything is managed by Oracle. Okay, then there is another section or licensing aspect, which is called platform as a service. Now every business, okay, that purchases or the softwares, okay, they have their own requirements, okay, something which is unique to their businesses depending upon the industry that they are in, okay. So or the business processes or the country or the jurisdiction that they are in, basically there might be very specific requirements, okay, by these particular by these businesses who are procuring the licenses. Okay, now software as a service, definitely the licenses they would procure, but then on top of that, in order to fulfill their customized needs, okay, their specific business requirement which cannot be fulfilled with software as a service, okay, they basically have to need some platform where they can develop some applications or softwares which in turn will fulfill their customized needs. That is where Oracle actually provides another licensing model, which is platform as a service, or we call it as PaaS in short. Okay, so in that, what is the characteristics or features in that particular licensing is applications and data can be managed by the client who is purchasing the licenses for that particular platform. Okay, but then everything else, that is the servers, the storage, networking, okay, then the operating systems, middlewares, everything is actually managed by Oracle. Now what do I mean by applications being managed and data being managed by the client themselves? So basically they can develop their own application, custom applications in the platform as a service, okay. And the data, again, the underlying data that would be there, that would be coming up as part of the application usage and everything. Basically, that again can be managed by the client themselves. Okay, but on the other hand, contrary to that, in software as a service, the clients, they won't have access to the application modification or customization or anything like that. So whatever Oracle provides, it will be the final say. Okay, there won't be any leverage of altering the applications or the data there. Okay, so that is what the difference between platform as a service and software as a services. Earlier, everything on the on-premise model, everything could be managed. Even the applications could be modified, or the data could be tweaked, or data could also be managed by the client themselves. The application, even though the licenses would have been procured, but now it is not it is a bit of a restricted fashion. But in order to compensate for that, they have come up with another licensing model platform where they are providing platform as a service, where the clients, they can manage, develop their own applications and manage the data additionally. Okay, infrastructure as a service, it was there for quite some time back, where it was a mix of a cloud model as well as the on-premise model. But right now everything is on cloud. Okay, all the applications that you are seeing right now as part of Oracle Fusion applications, they are all now coming up as in the licensing of these two models. Okay, software as a service and platform as a service. Okay, it is quite crucial, okay, to understand the journey of Oracle cloud along with the releases and versions. Okay, so every software that we are dealing with in our day-to-day life, okay, so basically all of them has what, all of them every now and then we get a notification saying that there is a upgrade in the software, the software that we are utilizing, or the application that we are utilizing. So even Oracle actually goes through those cycles. Okay, so every there are certain releases, there are certain versions, okay, and upgrades that come up every time. Now it is quite important to understand those aspects as well. Okay, so as a primary level of understanding, we need to have the understanding of those aspects as well. Okay, so for that, we will first understand the releases that Oracle Cloud environment has. Okay, or it has come up throughout its evolution. Let's have an understanding of that. So basically, Oracle Fusion applications, okay, it started off in the year 2011. So the Fusion applications I'm talking about, but Oracle was already there in the ERP space before that with the on-premise technology. Okay, in 2011, it came up with its first release of cloud-based, Fusion applications, and it was on-premise as well as cloud model, both. Okay, so on-premise also they were giving their Fusion application. Similarly, the cloud model also, deployment model also, they were giving the licenses for Fusion applications. Okay, now over a period of time from release 1 onwards, or during some years in between, they have come up with multiple releases with upgraded features, upgraded functionalities and all. They have evolved over a period of time. Okay, and they have come up until release 13 now. But until release 10, they have been providing the on-premise and cloud deployment models. But then release 11 onwards, okay, they have completely removed on-premise and now everything is on cloud from release 11 onwards. Okay, release 11, release 12, release 13. The release 13 is the latest one. Okay, the latest release for Oracle Cloud applications. Okay, and that came in 2017, and that is considered to be the most stable version, until now. Okay, it is the most stable version because over this period of time they have developed and evolved so much that it has become a kind of most developed or a static kind of release. Right now, this is the release that we will be able to see for all the cloud Oracle Cloud applications, and everything is on cloud. Okay, now how Oracle comes up with the upgrades. So every in order to exist in the sustain in the market, the changing dynamics of the market, they have to continuously evolve, and that evolution comes with what upgrade or upgrade every now and then. Now there is an upgrade policy that the Oracle follows for their application upgrades. So what is that? Basically, it is a quarterly upgrade that they follow. Okay, so every quarter they come up with an upgrade. Now in the upgrade, what do they do? Basically, if there are any bugs in the previous applications, they would resolve those bugs. They would even come up with new features. Okay, or even they would enhance the existing features. Okay, so that is what generally comes up as part of the upgrade activity. Okay, so every quarter what they do is they do this upgrade activity. So that is where they are following a quarterly upgrade policy. Now, how can one know what is the application version, okay, application release or a version that they are in? So for that, we will actually first of all log into the application. We will have a look and feel around the application login, and also with that we will see how you can see the application version and the upgrades. Okay, so that we will have an understanding. Okay, so let me log into the application. So as I mentioned, when the client purchases the licenses for the Oracle software as a service or platform as a service, they would get a URL. Okay, and that URL is something which they will have to key in, and there will be a ID and a password that will be provided to them. Okay, so this is one of the URL that you can see. Okay, so in this form there will be a URL, and there will be what? Once you click on that URL, basically this page will load, and this is where you sign into the Oracle Cloud applications. Okay, now user ID is something that will be available to the admin, so they can log in. So I will use my ID. Okay, and we'll have to enter the password. So with that, you will gain the access of what? The applications. Okay, there are many other aspects around what all are the applications that you can get an access on. All those things we will be seeing in coming days. Okay, relating the security and all those aspects. But yes, this is what the login page would look like. Okay, and regarding the application versions, so from where can you see an application version, or the application which you have logged in? What is the version of it? So basically, there is this settings and actions icon, and under that you will see about this application. So when you click on this about this application, you will see Oracle Fusion Cloud Applications 23B, 11, 13, and all these things. Now, what does this indicate? This we need to understand. Okay, so first of all, we will understand this aspect 23B. Now, what this is, basically it is the release upgrade version. Okay, so what current version it is, that is what this is all about. So as I mentioned, right, there is a quarterly upgrade policy for Oracle. So actually they name the version based on the quarter that they are in, the year and the quarter they are in. So Jan to March is the first quarter, therefore the quarter would be named as A. April to June is the second, July to September is the third, and October to December is the fourth. So accordingly, A, B, C, and D is the naming that they provide for each quarter. And then on top of that, in which year that particular upgraded version has been rolled out. So that year comes as a prefix. So that is where you will see 21A, 21B, 21C, 21D, indicating that these versions would have come up in the year 2021. Currently, what you are seeing in the application is 23B. Okay, so this indicates that the application version that we are currently on is 2023, and the second quarter, that is B, in which it was released. Okay, so that is where it indicates the version 23B. Okay, now apart from that, it will indicate the release details as well. So 11, this particular 11 stands for the Fusion Cloud applications. They started off in 2011, as I mentioned, right? So that is where this 11 indicates that. Okay, then 13. 13 stands for release 13, the one that I mentioned, the most static release that we currently are on. The Oracle applications are on. Okay, the release 13. So that is what this 13 indicates. And then 23 indicates the year. Okay, then 04 indicates the month in which the release came up, or the not the release, in fact the version upgrade came up. Okay, apart from indicating here, they also indicate the month in which the upgrade came up. So this is where the month is displayed. 04 is the April month. Okay, so this is how the version we can understand, or anyone who logs into the application can understand what version or release that they are on. Okay, so this was a brief understanding on the Oracle cloud environment. Okay, the environment releases and the other aspects revolving around it. Okay, now we need to understand also, apart from understanding the cloud environment releases, we need to also understand what are to have a basic idea around the aspects like what are the different applications that we have in Oracle. Okay, so that is where we need to understand the Oracle application framework. Okay, so as I mentioned earlier, Oracle actually caters or has its applications built for catering to multiple business functions and business functionalities or departments, or you can say the different functional aspects. Now what are those? Here you can see human capital management, we have discussed earlier, right? Similarly, customer experience, then enterprise performance management, enterprise resource planning, supply chain management. These are all the things that we understood earlier, right? So under that also, these are different domains, you can say, that they are catering to. Okay, domains of business functions. But then under that, depending upon the different processes that they follow, again the applications are segregated further. Okay, so what are those? Let's take as an example the most relatable example with respect to the enterprise resource planning, that is financials. Okay, now financials will have under it multiple applications like the general ledger application, or similarly the accounts payable, accounts receivable. These are all different functions or departments in the financials, under the financial department in a particular business. Okay, so those catering to those functions, there are separate softwares or applications that are there under the enterprise resource planning. Okay, sorry. Similarly, let's see one more aspect: supply chain. Okay, so supply chain has multiple functions. Supply chain is a major head in a business process, but then as part of the supply chain management, there would be multiple departments functioning which are carrying out multiple different business processes. So let's say, for example, logistics. Logistics is one business process. So for that, they have certain applications under logistics. Similarly, manufacturing. Okay, so manufacturing businesses, they for them to carry out their manufacturing processes, they have manufacturing application under the supply chain head. Okay, similarly, inventory management, so the stock related management, okay, that they have. So for that, inventory management as a module is there. So for each business process, to cater to their requirements, there are applications that Oracle has. Almost whatever you can think of, Oracle has those applications to cater to the business requirements. So this is the SaaS application framework. SaaS means what? Software as a service, the softwares which Oracle provides. Okay, so under that, there are applications that they are providing to cater to these varied business functions and processes. All right, platform as a service. So platform as a service, PaaS as we call it, as we have understood the deployment model, right? So what do they provide under PaaS? So there are various technical tools, okay, that they provide under PaaS, which can help the businesses develop their own applications, manage the data related to those applications. Okay, for that there are various tools. These are all technical tools basically that are required for developing the application. So it actually provides all of them under PaaS as a deployment model. Okay, so you can see application for application development. They have Java, then digital assistants, blockchain. So these are all some of the technical tools that they provide as part of application development under PaaS. Okay, integration for that, they provide certain tools for management, for content and experience. So multiple things would be there from a technical standpoint of view. Okay, now Oracle Fusion applications, what we need to understand, or what our focus area would be in the coming days for before that, what generally Oracle Fusion application provides under the SaaS model. Okay, financial management. For financial management business processes, they provide general ledger application, accounts payable to cater to the accounts payable department functions or processes. Similarly, asset management basically for the assets that are there in the business. So there are the assets have to be managed. So for that they have certain application for under the financial management. Payments and collections, to manage the payment related functions and processes. Collection means basically the from customers, whatever payments we receive, in order to manage those processes, there are collection as an application. Similarly, accounts receivable is all with respect to the customer billing. Okay, customer billing and the related activities and processes. Then cash management and expense management. So basically, cash management would be for the bank statement processes. So bank statement is received, and bank related activities are there. So in order to manage those processes, cash management as application has been provided or developed by Oracle under the financial management suite. And expense management, basically it is for managing the employee related expenses that they incur on behalf of the company, right? So in order to manage those aspects, they have come up with expenses. So there are actually small applications as well as big applications that cater to different business processes. Now this we understood with respect to the financial management, because in the coming days we are going to train on the financial modules. That is why I specifically mentioned in detail on these particular aspects. Similar to that, they are catering to multiple other aspects also, which we have understood. Human capital management. So for human capital management, with respect to human resource management, there are payroll related activities, there are talent related activities, performance related activities. So these are all for those particular business processes and functions under human capital management that they are providing these all applications. Okay, they are catering to these these areas by providing applications for these. So similar to that, we can see for all other business processes. Okay, supply chain, customer relationship, procurement, project portfolio and management. Okay, governance, risk and compliance. So for all of them, they are providing the applications. Okay, now specifically with respect to what we are going to from an Oracle financial perspective, because we are now concerned more on the financial related aspects, because this training program is aimed at giving a training on the financial module. Therefore, we need to understand further on the financial related Oracle financial related applications. Okay, so from an Oracle Cloud Financial Suite perspective, okay, there are actually you can segregate the applications into two sections. One is core modules and the other modules. Now, core modules basically for any business. Globally, you take any business, you will see these departments generally. There would be an accounts payable department or a function, you can say, okay, for any business organization. Similarly, there would be a receivable, because they will have customers, right? So there would be an accounts receivable department. Similarly, there would be a fixed asset management team. Okay, similarly, there would be a separate team that manages the payment related aspects, or or the payment related functions. Similarly, bank related aspects. Okay, and then there would be a general finance department which actually manages all the other finance related departments. So with keeping that in mind, and keeping considering those business processes, they have actually certain core modules which is core to all the business across the world. Okay, all business organization across the world. So therefore, there are these particular applications. General ledger as an application, okay, which is actually a storehouse for all the accounting data. Okay, all the accounting data, all the financial data that has an accounting behind it. Okay, because every financial data is actually maintained as an accounting. okay, or as an accounting data in the businesses, right? So therefore, they have the general ledger, which is a storehouse for maintaining that, okay, for all the accountant data. Okay, from where basically the financial statements are published in the end. Okay, then accounts payable as an application. Okay, now accounts payable as an application, specifically this application has been developed to manage the vendor related invoicing activities. Okay, and vendor related payment activities. Okay, so vendor means basically there are suppliers, right? There we every business, they procure something from certain other companies which are called vendors in general. Okay, so in order to manage specifically those activities, accounts payable as an application has been provided. Now you might be thinking, just for this small particular small activity, why businesses, they need a separate application? But it is not a small activity. Actually, when you go in depth into each of these processes in the business process, when you go, you will realize that there are actually a lot of small activities that are performed as part of that particular process. Okay, so that is where accounts payable, they have actually come up with a specific module in itself, which caters to all those activities that are performed as part of that the business process of vendor related invoicing and payments. Okay, similarly, fixed assets for specifically managing the assets of the companies and the underlying financial data. Similarly, accounts receivable for all customer related transactions, customer invoice and payment related transactions. Okay, there is an accounts receivable module, which in turn even maintains the accounting data, underlying accounting and financial data, cash management for that matter, expenses for that matter. Okay, so these are all the core modules. Apart from that, considering the various advanced business requirements, they have come up with certain other applications and modules as well. So you can see the list here: intercompany, advanced collections, okay, tax, fusion accounting hub, revenue management cloud service, lease accounting, joint venture management. So these are all depending upon the businesses that they are in and how wide or how the scope of businesses are, they would want to have these additional processes carried out in their business, and therefore they will procure the licenses for the other modules as well. Some of them are come up with the licenses that they procure for SaaS applications, the general core modules. With that, some of them come up, but then some of them has to be procured additionally. So the client who wants to utilize these applications, some of them they will have to procure the licenses separately, okay, from Oracle. So this is all part of the Oracle Cloud Financial Suite, okay, which actually helps the businesses maintain and manage their business processes related to the financial aspects, okay, financial and accounting aspects both, because both of them go hand in hand. You cannot take away accounting from financials, neither can you take away financials from accounting, because both of them are integral to each other. Okay, all right. Now, in order to understand how these are all interrelated, okay, none of them are actually independent of each other. In a business, when you take up a whole business as from a financial standpoint point of view, when you take a business and try to understand the business process and functionality, you will realize that none of the activities that are being carried out are independent. Okay, all of them at some point of time, at some stages, would be dependent on each other. Okay, so that is why even the Oracle applications that you see, okay, they are integrated with each other. Okay, they have a seamless integration with each other, so that the various dependent business processes, okay, from a financial standpoint of view, or for that matter, even other applications, other business process point of view, also the integration, the dependencies can be fulfilled. So that is why even the Oracle application, applications are integrated with each other seamlessly. Okay, so as a very layman example that I will take, okay, supply chain. Okay, under the supply chain processes, there is procurement as a process, where businesses, they procure materials and everything from outside market. Now when they procure that, okay, basically whatever procurement that they are doing, it is actually part of the procurement as a function, okay, or a process, business process. Now if you say they are actually part of what, the supply chain management, but then since there is money involved, Okay, therefore finance gets involved, accounting gets involved. Okay, therefore financial data gets involved, and therefore financial application also would get involved. So whatever procurement related data that you enter in the underlying procurement application, there is a financial implication to it. So therefore there is an accounting that will happen. Now when accounting happens, okay, that accounting data has to flow down into the financial application, that is the general ledger application. Because as I mentioned, general ledger is the core where all the accounting data gets stored, and then in turn from the general ledger the financial statements are published, like the balance sheet and profit and loss statements. So therefore that is where there is an integration of the accounting data between the procurement module that comes under the supply chain and between the financial module that comes the general ledger that comes under the financial application. So that is where I just gave you this example to inside your thought process on how integrated the applications are with each other. Okay, you can understand further that in a nutshell. From a financial application perspective, how the integration, the seamless integration works. The example that I gave is between supply chain and the financial application. But then within the financial applications also, there is actually a seamless integration. So that is what, as a for a primary level of understanding, I have pictorially put up this particular slide. Okay, so payable as a functionality, let us take that as an example. So payable, whenever invoices are booked, these invoices would be related to assets. There can be assets also purchased, right? And for the assets purchased, their invoices would be coming up. Okay, so that invoices will be booked in payables. But then now the asset has to be created. Okay, after the booking of invoice has been done. Therefore, the asset related information from the invoice that has been booked in payable, okay, will flow to asset module. And then the remaining asset related creation and the asset related processes, like depreciation, periodic depreciation running, then retirement, then addition on the asset, all those things will be carried out. Okay, so that is where you can understand the integration between payable and asset. Okay, then payable, since the invoice is booked, there is a financial implication to those invoices being booked. Therefore, there is an underlying accounting that happens. Now that underlying accounting should flow to what? General ledger. Why? Because as I mentioned, general ledger is the storehouse, okay, for all the accounting data. Okay, so therefore the accounting related information that is underlying to the invoices that are created in payables will get transferred to the general ledger application. That is how payables and general ledger is integrated. Now that is facilitated through a middleware, okay, which is called a subledger accounting engine. Okay, so those concepts we will understand in detail, but just to give you a primary understanding of how the applications are interlinked with each other. Similarly, you can see payable, for the payments that are done in the payable application, somehow it is related to bank activities. So therefore, cash management comes into picture. Similarly, for receivables, okay, receivable again is what? Customer related invoicing, billing activities that are, and receipt activities that are recorded in the receivable application. And therefore, again, there is a bank related aspect coming up. So therefore, again, cash management is something that is integrated. Okay, similarly, you will see all these aspects. Okay, taxes. So taxes are an integral part of every business transaction. So even if it is a customer related invoicing, or similarly, even if it is a payable related invoicing aspect, there is a tax involved. So therefore, there is a tax engine or an application or a module that is given by Oracle where the tax related aspects are managed. But then it is again integrated with what? Receivables and payables. So this is how the scope of integration is in the Oracle cloud applications, not only financials, but even for all the other applications also. Each of them are interrelated with each other depending upon the dependent processes. Okay, so that is how the scope of integration is in the Oracle Cloud application, and that is what is one of the distinctive feature, okay, or what makes this particular Oracle application stand out in the ERP domain. Okay, this is one of the distinctive features, the integration that it has between multiple processes. All right, now we will understand the course offerings. Okay, so basically from a course perspective that we will be going through the financial applications that we will be training on as part of this course. what are the modules that we will be training you people, or who all will be enrolling. You will be trained on these applications: general ledger, accounts payable, fixed assets, accounts receivable, cash management. Now, what is going to be covered? Okay, what are the things, or from understanding, okay, general ledger, then what is in general ledger that you are going to do, or you are going to learn in the training sessions. Okay, what is in accounts payable that you are going to learn in the training sessions in the coming days. So basically it has been further divided into two aspects. Okay, what is it? Let me show you that. So let's take one example here: general ledger as an application. So it has been segregated into two sections. One is the configuration, okay, and the other one is the transaction process. So basically, the course is designed in such a way, okay, that you will get an understanding on the underlying work or that is being done to configure these applications. Okay, it is not like it is already configured. There are actually features and everything that is available, but then each of these application has to be configured, okay, as per the business. In every implementation, these particular softwares are being installed in each of the client places. Based on the business requirements of each of these clients, the applications has to be configured. Okay, so the course basically will help you understand the basic processes, okay, the basic application configurations that are required in order to make those application functional. So that is what is the first thing that you will be training on. Okay, how to configure the application. Okay, and then we will also understand how the business processes, once the configuration for each of these applications is complete, how the business processes also can be carried out. So we are actually targeting this training program is actually targeting to cover a holistic view, okay, to understand the configurations as well as also make you capable enough to use the application. Okay, maybe not everything, okay, because when you deep dive into each of these applications, you will realize that it is an ocean. In each of these applications also, the scope is very wide. But what we will be targeting is making you capable enough, okay, to be able to configure the basic configurations of these applications and make it functional, and also be able to carry out the general business practices, or as per the general transactions that are carried out in the business, okay, with respect to each of these domains, how to carry out the transactions as well. Both of these aspects we will be covering. Okay, so that is where this particular program, okay, will be beneficial for all kind of stakeholders, or let's say all individuals who are aspiring, okay, even to be trained on the business process perspective, and even be trained on how the configuration works. So for many of you, okay, for people who are already experienced people, okay, right now, who are working as accountants, or or working in the finance departments, or there would be even individuals who are actually coming from a technical background, okay, coding background and all. Okay, for all of them, this particular program is beneficial. Okay, because for accountants, let's say, for example, or people who are working currently in the finance department, this would be a step up actually in your career. Okay, why? Because until now you have been utilizing many ERPs, but until now you might not have thought of a process or an activity of how these applications are configured. So that is actually an area which you will be exploring now with this particular training. Okay, you will understand that there are a whole lot of processes, okay, whole lot of actually phases that the implementation goes through, and the applications are actually configured, and so that it becomes usable for the business to carry out its processes. So that is where this will be a new area for you. Okay, actually a good area, an area which has a very big scope in the market. Okay, so that is where it will give you an edge as an accountant, or as people working in the finance department. It will give you an edge in the market over other candidates. Okay, technical people, specifically to say, who are actually more into coding activities and all, for them, how it will be beneficial, because right now the trend in the market is like a techno functional trend is going. Okay, techno-functional trend means people who are even capable of coding, okay, as well as being able to configure the applications. So that is where techno-functional post or designation comes up. Okay, that is what is quite trending in the market for people who are coming from technical background, understanding the configurational aspects, or we call it as the functional aspects. Okay, that will be even beneficial for you as well. Okay, so that is where this course will help even the technical people. For students, okay, who are blank slate, okay, basically they don't have an experience of the market, okay, the finance domain. So for them, this will be quite a good opportunity to enter into this industry. Okay, the implementation, the Oracle ERP implementation industry, okay, or the service provider industry, basically to enter that, it will be a good platform. Okay, their scope of chances of getting hired will increase a lot with this training that they are going to take, because they will be actually entering into an area which is quite popular in the market right now. Okay, so this gives them a good career option. So that is where this course is designed in, or the training classes basically that I would be undertaking in the coming days would be in such a manner, so that I can relate. Okay, I will be relating with all the people who are coming from various backgrounds. Okay, and so that they can all understand how the application first of all gets configured, and then how you can utilize these applications to carry out the transactional activities. That is how the course will be treading forward. Okay. All right, coming back to the slides. Now, to have an understanding on the Oracle work profiles that you would be finding in the industry, okay, so Oracle roles that you will see in the industry. There is a functional team, as I mentioned, people who are specifically required to configure the applications. Now, to some extent, they need to have the domain knowledge. Okay, but yes, with this course, you will have a grasp, okay, on some of the domain aspects, because we will be understanding the accounting related aspects, the financial related aspects as well, because that knowledge is required in order to be able to configure the applications. Okay, without which you cannot be able to do the configuration. So on a basic level, okay, those kind of knowledge will also be imparted, and you will be able to grasp that. Okay, those things as well. So accountants, they already know the financial aspects and accounting aspects, so they won't find it difficult. But yeah, from a configuration point of view, you might find a bit new to this area. So that is where we will be training you on those aspects. Similarly, technical people who are not much familiar with the accounting aspects, okay, for them, accounting and financial related aspects also will be covered, so that you gain a basic knowledge around those, which will be enough for you to carry out the configurational aspects. Okay, so that is how the training program is is going to go forward. Okay, so Oracle functional team is a role which is specifically onto the which is specifically designated or tasked with the configurational aspects. Technical team, basically there is a technical team who has to do the a lot of other activities, like designing the reports, custom reports as required by the businesses, designing certain custom applications, all those things. So there is a profile which is called an Oracle technical profile. Okay, but that is not the profile that we are going to train for. Basically, we are going to train for Oracle functional profile. Okay, because that is how our course is designed. Okay, then there is a role of end user, basically the accountants or the business users, as you can say, okay, who are working in the respective departments who use the Oracle application. So these are some of the general roles in the industry that you will see. But what we are going to train for is the Oracle functional role. Okay, now work profiles in the industry, there are actually highly at a higher level, these are the three work profiles that it is you can segregate it into: implementation, support, and testing. Implementation means basically there is a project of implementation, basically for the clients who are procuring the licenses, okay, for the Oracle applications. So after that, they will engage, okay, some companies who will understand their business processes, and then accordingly they will configure, okay, the applications, as well as design the technical components, and then they will provide it. So that is where implementation as a profile comes up. Support, once these applications have been implemented, okay, on a routine basis in their routine business operations, they would need some kind of support, okay, some kind of training now and then, okay, so that they, they whenever a new feature comes up, they will need a training, okay, or they face an issue, okay, some processes they might have stuck. Why? Because this is again software, right? Software glitches can come up. So at that point of time, there needs to be some team or expert team who has to provide them with these services. So that is where there is a work profile for support team, okay, which comes up after the implementation activity has been completed. Okay, then there is a testing team. Many of the businesses, they would prefer a separate testing team to be there in case a new feature comes up, then to test if those new features are working after the configuration has been done, if these features are working as expected by the businesses or not. Okay, so that is where there is a testing profile. So with the training of this particular course, okay, you will be eligible to be hired in any of these profiles. Okay, any of these profiles you will be eligible to get hired. Okay, now there are many companies, okay, in the market which are involved in these services. So product selling is what? Oracle Corporation, the parent company, is the one who is developing the software and who is selling the licenses. But then these softwares, once the licenses have been procured by the businesses, they have to be configured, right? As I mentioned, there is a configuration activity that needs to take place. And similarly, once the configuration has been done, there is a continuous support that they will need. So that is where there are actually companies, very well-known companies, as well as very small companies, also medium-scale companies also, who are providing such kind of services. Which in turn, why I'm explaining these aspects to you is so that you can imagine what is the scope of job opportunities that you have in the market, so that you can relate to those aspects as well. Okay, so all the big four companies, Deloitte, PwC, EY, okay, similarly, KPMG, all these big companies are involved in the process of implementation support and testing activities. Similarly, Oracle Consulting themselves, Oracle, they have a separate company which is dealing in this service. Okay, IBM, Infosys, Wipro, okay, many other small and big players are there in the industry. This is a very good opportunity once you learn, or once you have get a training on this particular financial suite. With respect to the financial applications, you will get a good opportunity in the market with all these companies. Your scope gets widened, okay, from what currently you are working. Okay, so this is just a thing that I wanted to highlight, so that you can understand the things that are currently happening in the market. Now, industries involved, you can ERP, Oracle ERP specifically, is a market leader. Okay, so that is where you will see Oracle ERP being utilized across all industries, whatever industries you can think of, whether it is IT, healthcare, hospitality, telecommunication, financial services, shipping, everywhere you will see clients who are using the Oracle ERP. So that is where again this is highlighted, so that you can understand what is the scope in the market. Okay, so this particular training will give you an edge, okay, across when you compare with many other people currently who are in your position or in your designation, from what background you are currently coming. Okay, so it will give you an added advantage. All right, so this is just an implementation methodology. So just to highlight, these are the phases through which during the implementation a business goes through. From the time they get the licenses for the Oracle ERP, there is a whole project in itself that is carried out, okay, for implementing those applications. Okay, all the applications for that matter, not only financials but also supply chain and all the application that goes through actually a stages or phases of implementing. Okay, generally all the implementations, majority of them actually span over a year. So you might be thinking that, okay, it is just a configuration, what is so much in it? Actually, there are many phases. Okay, it is a project in itself that gets carried over a year or even more than that. Okay, for implementing these applications. So that is where it is actually a whole together a next level that you will be going into once you get into a career into this particular industry. Okay, so where you will be going through all these processes, where you will going, I will just explain in brief. Okay, so there is actually a requirement gathering phase. Okay, so in order to understand the business operations, after that there are the consultants, as we call them, the functional team. They will configure the applications as per the business requirements, and then there are stages of kind of conference room pilot, which we call it as demo testings and everything, and then trainings are there. Okay, and finally then later on the once all these phases are complete, the system is being handed over to the business to carry out its routine business operations. So this is where the implementation processes or stages are. A lot of things are there, a lot of documentations are there. Actually, it is quite a challenging phase which you will be experiencing, which is not routine to your current regular environment. Okay, so with this, I would like to end the demo session. Hope this has been a very informative session for all of you, and at least to some extent, your curiosity would have been triggered. And people who are willing to join, there is a number that has already been provided, and I think it has already been shared with you in the chat also, where you can confirm your enrollments in the coming days. Now, for few days, in the next coming days, you can freely attend the sessions. Okay, for next 2 to 3 days, you can freely attend the sessions and see for yourself, experience for yourself, okay, how the training is, how you are able to relate it. Okay, and then you can decide whether to enroll or not, and then accordingly, based on your enroll, you can confirm your enrollments on this particular number. Okay, now regarding the course, basically it is a nearly 100 hours course. Okay, so you can say 2.5 months around that. Basically the course duration would be, okay, or you can say 100 hours. Okay, where you will be taught on all the applications which I talked about. That is modules covered in this course: general ledger, accounts payable, fixed assets, account receivable, and cash management. And apart from that, the training from tomorrow onwards, the timing for the sessions is 8:30 onwards. Okay, 8:30 to 9:30 IST. Okay, so basically that is what is going to be the session timings, and for up to 100 hours, nearly 100 hours, the course duration will go, and where you will be training on these applications. Apart from that, the course benefits and all, I would hand over the call to the session to Kumar, who will explain to you all the other benefits of this particular course. Over to you, Kumar.
Yeah, thanks, Chandhu. Thanks for your demo session today. Well, good morning, everyone, team. So, as part of the course offering, as Chandhu mentioned, it will be 2.5 months duration course, and the timings will be Monday to Saturday, morning 8:30 to 9:30. It will be morning 8:30 to 9:30 a.m. IST. It will be the timings for the sessions, Monday to Saturday. And along with the live training, you will be getting access to our dashboard. I mean, everyday sessions will be recorded and it will be shared across to you. It's not something like sessions will be shared on a drive folder or not like that. We have our own dedicated LMS portal, like in our website. Your user ID and password will be created, where you can watch the sessions over there. Everyday sessions, whatever we taking across, will be uploaded into that portal. Let's say if any day you missed the session, you couldn't able to join in the morning, then you will be getting the session uploaded in the portal within 1 hour after the session completes. That will be there for lifetime. And 5 months of server access will be given to you for practicing the application. Like when I say server access, it will be the stable private environment. It's not something like a refresh environment. Many places you will be getting refresh environment. Every 3 days, every 1 week, application will refresh and entire data will be deleted. And again, you have to build from scratch. But here we are going to provide you the dedicated application where you can practice end-to-end configuration, a full implementation of the project you can do in the application for next 5 months. And we are also going to provide for each module the materials with screenshots and navigations. And also we are going to help you with providing the interview questions for each of the module. Mr. Chandru is going to take the session on the interview preparations as well, like different types of questions like experienced as well as fresher questions from each module. Is going to take the workshop session on that aspect as well once the training gets completed. And also we do help with the interview preparations, starting with the resume preparation and any sort of experience driven help that you are looking for, then that also we're going to assist you. And any sort of requirements. Basically, companies will reach us for trained profiles. Even the last month also, 7 of our fresher candidates been placed with a company in Chennai. So every month companies will be reaching us for the trained profiles, both freshers and experience. So we will be also conducting the mock interviews internally, and we will be sharing the profiles with the companies as well. So that from our side also, your profile will be pushed for the interviews to get scheduled. So it's going to be a detailed end-to-end implementation training. Since the day one, once the client purchased the license from Oracle and client given the project to some consulting service provider, what is the activities that will be involved? So end-to-end configuration of each module will be shown to you, and as well as the transactions from the application point of view. Like once we configure the system and once we hand over it to the client, what will be the transactions that the client will be doing in that particular module, like whatever the modules Chandhu mentioned, general ledger, accounts payable, receivable, cash management, or fixed assets. In all these modules, first we will see the end-to-end configurations in the system and the end user transactions. Once we hand over that product to the client, what will be the day-to-day transactions? These all will be covered as part of the training. So tomorrow onwards, the sessions will be from 8:30 to 9:30 a.m. You can join with the same meeting link tomorrow also, team. Okay. So tomorrow and day after also, you can join the sessions. And if anyone want to confirm, you can confirm the enrollments meanwhile, so that we can add you in the WhatsApp group, and also we can share the access to you. And we have a dedicated WhatsApp group for each batch where Mr. Chandhu also will be there in that. And every day a kind of to and fro communications can be happen. Any sort of doubts or any kind of issues, you can directly reach out to Chandhu daily basis. Okay. Now over to you, Chandhu. And also, team, anyone have any questions regarding the demo that we have today? You can please unmute yourself and you can ask.
Yes. So any questions, please, you can ask.
Yeah, thank you, Chandhu and Kumar. Actually, yes, I have only one question. So that is, you said, right, we have a core modules as well as other modules. Did you cover any other modules like tax, like advanced collection? So
No, considering the time frame that we are having, so basically we are going to focus on these 5 basic modules. Yeah, depending upon time, if at all we have time feasibility, then definitely we can take up tax.
sure.
A part of that modules to add, I mean, in order to add something that what Chandhu mentioned, we will be also covering certain data migration part, like spreadsheet data loader, FBDA data loader, and also security administration, workflow and approval configurations. These aspects also will be covered along with the regular functional modules.
Yes.
That's good. No worries. So if you're not covering also, if you may provide that particular data, like material kind of what is the navigation and where to need to set up. So that will be also fine for that particular things.
Yeah, I mean, I'll try to get you the details and I'll share it with you. Okay.
Fine. Thank you.
Yeah.
Sure.
So any other questions to anyone, team?
Any other thing related to the thing? I mean, all the aspects that we have discussed right now in today's demo session. If you have any questions, anything around that, you can ask me, or anything else as well regarding the course.
What about the lab sessions?
Sorry?
The lab sessions.
Lab sessions. So basically the model is such that we will be, the training will proceed in such a manner that we will be taking real life examples, or, kind of an example in each of the session. And in that framework itself, even you will have to do the configurations and all those aspects. So basically we will be taking examples, and then based on those examples, I will be configuring it, and the same things you will have to follow. Okay, as an example. So include it is kind of an integrated thing.
So basically, you are like lab sessions, as it is a cloud-based application, we will be sharing you the application access to you. So the same environment, what Mr. Chandhu is going to work on day-to-day basis, the environment access will be given to you. So the same set of configuration list Chandhu is going to provide you, and you're going to configure them in the system.
On the same lines, basically you'll follow. Yeah. Yeah, please go ahead.
Hey, this is Shamla. If you required additional modules to be trained, for example, FAH, Oh, I like Oracle integration, financial hub. Sorry, integration cloud system. So,
Okay.
if you require additional modules to be trained, so is there any additional charges or?
No, we are not including any such in this particular delivery actually, because it is 100 hours program where we can deliver only these modules as of now. Whatever that you are looking, we will be having a separate training on that, like Oracle integration cloud is what you are expecting, right?
Yeah.
So that we have a separate training, like technical plus OIC training is there. That is a different course all the way around.
Okay. So how you are providing the like materials, soft copy, hard copy?
Soft copies it will be, you can download them. You will be getting in a drive folder, all the materials of financial, student guides, everything.
Do we get video sessions?
Yeah, yes. Video sessions, as I told, everyday sessions will be uploaded in the portal. Like we have our web portal, you can find them here. We have our own website where you can be given with access basically. Like we have a login option here. You can log in here to our website, TrioTechSoftwareTrainings.com, and any user ID and I mean, like you can give your user ID and password here so that you will able to access your course in the dashboard directly. So everyday sessions will be uploaded into your course, whatever the sessions we are completing. So this is one of the course for this user. So all the sessions with description, class wise, what is the topic is about. And here you can access the session. There will be a password authenticated, which will be sharing to you as part of the enrollment access. So this will be for lifetime. Once the user ID and password given to you, you can change the password and you can keep it with you. It will be there for lifetime access.
So we can access like
Anytime.
lifetime.
Even,
Oh,
yeah, even from
for
mobile.
video sessions. Okay. Okay, fine.
Hi, Chandhu.
Thank you.
Is after completion of this course, whether we will get any completion certificate?